Welcome back to Software Inc., everybody. I hope you're having a good one because I, as always, am excited to be back. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it today. We're not getting a bunch of cinematics at the start of this episode because we have just had a lot of people retire, and one of those people was Cliff Sutton, the head of the marketing night shift. After 16 years, Cliff has decided to retire and leave NerdResoft, so we need to get a new team leader for the marketing night shift. We also failed a fire inspection, surprising absolutely nobody. I probably should at some point go through and actually do something with my, lack of fire safety. But to be completely honest, it hasn't mattered. It hasn't mattered thus far, so it's difficult to really feel motivated to do that. Anyway, let's get Thurman Gibson here into the marketing night shift, and let's go ahead and get the marketing night shift kitted out with their new leader. So Thurman, let's change your role to leader, and secondary is going to be service, and the marketing night shift has been sorted. Now, speaking of sorting out the teams, I actually did go in and make some changes to the teams. What I've actually gone ahead and done is I have changed it so that the day shift now begins at 7 a.m. and ends at 3 p.m., and then the night shift begins at 5 p.m. ending at 1 a.m. Basically, everything was moved back by an hour. I've also moved the vacation months around a little bit. So the day shift is July to August, where the night shift is March to April, and research is January to February. So my different types of teams have different times throughout the year that they can take vacations. Although I'd be very tempted to say that maybe we could give them a little bit of a longer range. We could maybe say that they could just go on vacation all throughout the year. But for now, we're going to leave it be because we don't really need to change what isn't broken. Now, what does seem to be broken is this issue right here where we're seeing employees having trouble concentrating because other teams are occupying their office. So what I want to do is I want to pause, I want to go to this guy's details, and I want to go to employee. He's at home. This guy works the night shift. He's at home. For some reason, he's not happy, though. So let's go to this employee instead and see what's going on. So looking at it, we have Vicky Gardner, a designer with a 2D research team who is in an office that can be occupied by anyone. That's probably your problem right there, is that anyone can go into that office. Now, I'm not really sure why the offices are being set up that way. I'm not really sure why we have team members who are going to different offices unless I've done something wrong, which is, I suppose, possible. So let's have a look at the 2D research team. The 2D research team can have 26 people. Where is the 2D research office? It's down here. So if we go and select all of these chairs, there's 12 of them there. If we go upstairs and select all of those, there's 27. So in theory, there are more than enough chairs for everyone in that team because the team has 26 people. So there's actually an extra chair in there. We could have gone a little further with it. So for some reason, they're just going to go and use the upstairs offices, I guess. So what that says to me is that maybe what I want to do is create a new team. We'll just call it sort of placeholder. We'll assign them to these offices, and that should stop people from going into those spaces, right? So if I make a team called placeholder and we add it to what we've got here, it's right there in the middle, which is a bit weird, but I can select this space and this space. I can select this one and this one. And in theory, I can switch that to the placeholder team. And then if we go to the back over here, we have hardware research and hardware research. We have the canteen space. We have some meeting spaces. And in theory, we shouldn't have any spaces that are going to be for absolutely anybody. So that problem should now resolve itself. We shouldn't be seeing a situation where people are going into those unoccupied offices and using the computers. Also, that's interesting. We have someone just walking down the street. Okay. Oh, you're going to your car. That makes sense. Okay. I was kind of wondering what was going on. I've never actually seen the employees in this game just walk down the street before. Oh, would you look at that? We have people on the hardware night shift that are taking up this office and support night shift who are taking up this office. And it's still assigned to the placeholder team. That's a little bit weird. I'll be honest. That is definitely a little bit weird. I'm not really sure why exactly they are using this space. They have more than enough space in their own offices, so maybe that'll be fixed tomorrow. We do have employees complaining about not being able to find a toilet, which is a bit silly because there's one right there. And then we have you complaining about not being able to find food. Now, that's also a bit weird because we have vending machines on every floor, and we also have the giant canteen in the basement of this building with cooks working there all around the day, all around the shift. So, a little bit weird that people are complaining about not being able to find food, but I mean, that's just going to be the way of it, I guess. So, let's actually get, let's get to daytime, and let's get a little bit of work done over here in the factory, because we are going to be looking to release, obviously, a new controller. The Inbox 1 controller is going to be going out. But in terms of manufacturing, do we have everything we need? Well, it actually looks like we do, sort of. We don't have enough assemblers, apparently. No, we do have enough assemblers. I could swear, did we not put the large battery in that controller? Apparently we didn't. Okay. We did just finish a printing job for Captain Murderstab 7, though, which is due out this September, which is very exciting. Hopefully that's going to be good. I'll be kind of annoyed if it isn't. I'm also hoping that by the... Oh my god, the hardware team... Okay. Interesting. The hardware team is holding back the Inbox 1. Are they holding back this? No. Okay, we might need a better hardware team. Let's have a look at that and see what we can do. So hardware day is, I guess, doing okay. We have a few people that are... So what is this? 15% speed boost for hardware design. I guess there's only 14 and 14 in each one, so we really only have, what, 6, 7... Well... Yeah, we might want to get more space for the hardware teams. So, why don't we move the hardware team over into this building? That might not be a bad idea. Because this is obviously placeholder, and so is this. So if I go and say, what is that, 12 chairs and 24 in total, so that gives us 24 people per team. That seems like a pretty good idea. I mean, where is my hardware team, I guess, is the next question. Are they in the main building? I think they are. Also, where's the game music? This is such a pet peeve for me in Software Inc. And I'm just going to say it. It's not a major thing, but it's been a thing in the game for as long as I can remember. When you're in live mode, in play mode right here, the song you can hear playing right now will play and eventually stop. And then there's not another one that continues. So you have to go into build mode where it'll play music, and then you go out of build mode and it'll continue it. I just notice it. I only notice it when I'm doing commentary because I feel like I'm talking in this eerily silent void. And I mean, if I'm playing a game that doesn't have music, I'll just have Spotify running and it doesn't pick up in the recording. But anyway, that's besides the point. Where's my, where is my hardware team? They're not here. They're not here. That's support, isn't it? No, that's updates. Are they down here? No, that's 3D audio. They're over here, aren't they? They're in the other building. They're in one of these rooms. That's marketing. Is this hardware? It is. Okay. Yes, I forgot that they have laptops. Oh my god, they still have laptops in here. Okay. Yeah, we need to we need to make the hardware team a little bit better. Let me select these guys and replace furniture with, well, 2030 for that. We'll go for the RGB computer right there. We'll go into build mode and we'll change that out for my nice fancy one. And these guys as well. We'll go ahead and just replace all of these with the RGB computer in that sort of fancy color scheme as well. So that should make these guys a little more efficient. They're not using laptops anymore, but they're still not good enough. So I think I am just going to move them, right? I think that's what we're going to do here. So this room, let's switch team and get hardware out of there. Let me pause while I do that, and we'll head over to the new building and put them in here, which I'm actually kind of excited about. I think it's going to be kind of cool. So placeholder and placeholder. They're going to have the TARDIS there in the corner, of course, which is to give you roof access, which doesn't really serve any purpose, but I thought it was kind of nice. And it was an idea on the live stream to make this thing blue so it looks like the TARDIS from Doctor Who. Anyway, switch team, not placeholder. We're looking for hardware day and night. We will assign them to it. And essentially what this means is I can go to both of these teams, and I guess the hardware leader can keep the hardware leader off. Is that silly? Would it be silly to keep the leader for this team in another building? It might be. It really might be. So maybe we go and we just swap that out as well. And there we go. We've gone ahead. We've got 24 people in each of the hardware teams now. The compatibility is fantastic. We have a good number of programmers and designers, and they're going to be moving into this new space over here, which is having some problems. We are seeing some computers that could be a little bit better. So let's maybe go ahead, and we at the moment have a room group that is assigned, I believe, to this space. Yep, group research building. So let me pause. Let me go down here. Let me delete this because that's going to link all our buildings together. Let me select this entire building, and we want to add all of it to the research building group right there, which is apparently 118 rooms. That doesn't seem right. That somehow doesn't seem right. How is this building made up of 118? Have I selected like, I don't know. I don't know how exactly I've managed to get 118 rooms here, but apparently I have. Anyway, we'll go ahead and put the thing back underground, which I probably shouldn't have deleted that actually, because I think, oh no, there it is. All right. So are these all still a part of that room group? They are. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go in, manage staff. I want to get myself some cleaners, some maintenance, IT support, etc., 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 that can work in here. So we'll sort by type, and we'll go for cleaning. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go down to the bottom of the cleaning staff, which is going to be right here, and they're going to be assigned to the research building. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll grab these 4 and change them to be, let's say, 2 p.m., and that should be okay. In fact, let's do something like 6 p.m., so they'll leave at 10, and we can say they are also going to be the research building. So that'll keep the cleaning coming in. We need to take a look at maintenance, of course. So if we go down to the bottom of maintenance, which is right here, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's, well, we'll go 6, right? So we'll go for the 6. We'll assign those guys to the research building. We'll say you guys can come in at 12 a.m. That's probably fair enough. And actually, let's change that up a little bit. Let's say you guys can come in, I don't know, what about, instead of 12 a.m., we'll do 8 a.m. for some of you, and we'll do, let's say 6 p.m. for the rest of you. And then IT support. That's the other thing that we're absolutely going to need. So we have you coming at 3 a.m. Let's go 1, 2. On this, we'll assign you guys to the research building, and we'll say one of you comes in at, you know what, we'll have both you come in at like 1 a.m. And that means everything should be sorted by the time my staff get there in the morning. So that should keep this building working really nicely. That should keep everything under control. We have cooks in here, we have meeting rooms, and we should, if I've done things correctly, start to see the the hardware team occupying these spaces up here. Now, right now, it is hardware night shift, so we'll see what happens. Do we have these meeting rooms assigned to anybody? We don't. So hopefully, the hardware night shift and the hardware day shift are gonna start to do better things. And hopefully that means that the Inbox 1 is gonna get designed that little bit quicker. And hopefully programmed that little bit quicker. I'd like it to be released before my founders, quit. Also, I don't like people quitting because their complaints were ignored, but it's whatever. Can't find a toilet. The hardware team, well, the good news is they're moving to a building that has, a bit of a dungeon of toilets. So that's fine. A lead designer is not having the demands met. Really? Is that so? What do you want is my question. What exactly, your demands are not being met. When did we Oh, fixed rate, exclusive lead, and luxury meal. You will work as a lead designer and nothing else. Interesting. Huh. Okay. So, so this is Matty Harvey. Can I assign you as a lead designer on anything? I mean, Carmen's doing a pretty good job. Can I search Matty? No. Okay, well, that sucks. That's unfortunate. Let's see. Amplitude Studio 3. It's in the design phase. It's still queued. This, honestly, Carmen Reyes might be the worst person we could have put on any project. That's sort of what I'm... Why are there people in... why are they sharing rooms? Why is marketing... What? What is going on? Well, go to employee. Where are you? Why are you still in there? That's not your space anymore. Oh, it's... Oh, for God's sake. Okay, right. You know what? Switch team placeholder. I'm starting to get tired of these employees going wherever they want to go. Getting a little bit fed up with it. Oh my God, a lot of people just retired, including one called Basil Bush, which is remarkably close to a British icon. Wow. Okay. So hold on, have we just lost 2 team leaders? We did. Donnie Houston and Amanda Myers. So, network night shift, contract support night shift. Oh boy. Oh boy. Right, lead, service, high. We're looking supports. Contract support night shift needs a new team leader, so let's begin looking. Compatibility is great. So Kelly Clark, you are hired to contract support night shift. So employees, years with company 0. Kelly, congratulations. You are their leader. So enjoy. Have a great time with that. The other one was network night. So let's hire employees. We're going to be looking for the network night shift. And we'll begin looking as we usually do. And we'll go for Tina Cook is going to be who we go for on that one. So network night shift employees. Tina, congratulations. We don't want to educate you. We want to give you the leader role, and that keeps everything under control there as well. It's a lot of people retiring. It's a lot of people. Good Lord. Also, I said the name Tina, and I'm immediately reminded of Napoleon Dynamite and the phrase, Tina, come get some ham, you know, at the llama, which, if you haven't seen Napoleon Dynamite, I have not watched that movie in years. Very good movie, though. It's weird. It's very much a product of its time, is how I'll describe it. I'm also noticing that my hardware designers are still kind of useless, despite the fact that when it recommends 9 designers for Inbox One, we have 105. And then for some reason, it only has 28 out of, has 17 programmers. We have 28. I might have forgot to, I guess I forgot to, assign some programmers to that. I'm sure it'll be fine. I would like the hardware thing to go a little bit quicker, though. Anyway, we'll not stress too much about it. We are at $1.5 billion, so we're doing okay there. We have more people retiring. The Inbox One controller, I have to imagine, is ready to go into beta. So that's nice. We can also go ahead and print this. We'll say a maximum of 250,000 controllers can stay in stock there. And then we have a patent down here that we can go ahead and try and grab. The Inbox 360 is being updated. We'll release that. We're updating Defender as well. We'll release that. And the Horse Sim one has bugs, but we'll release that. Now, are we making money? We are still making... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my... Okay, so Rob Bryan died, but the rest of them just retired. Good Lord. I have to imagine that like not 16, but a good few years ago, it must have been a good few years ago that we massively expanded the company. I don't really know. It's kind of nuts that we're seeing so many people retire, though. I'm kind of hoping. I mean, if we look at managed employees, years with company at most is 41 for myself and the other founders. We have 33 for Lloyd Yates, who I assume is going to be retiring this, I would assume this year. We could, looking at it, there's a lot of these guys have educated. I really need to go through and reorganize these teams, just reorganize their education. Because these guys, for example, they have education, like service education waiting, but I guess because they've maxed out I guess it doesn't matter. There's probably a much better way to set this entire thing up than I have done here. I probably should have looked into, maybe just, I don't know. You know what this has me thinking? And I'll be honest with you. I'll be quite candid with you. I'm very nervous about, because this series at some point is going to end, and we're getting close to the end, right? We're making all this software that has just ridiculous features and that is just generally kind of fantastic. But obviously at some point the series ends. I'm now thinking I kind of want to have another go at this sooner than later. I might do another Software Inc. series pretty quickly after this one, rather than doing one a year. Because I feel like I could probably have a better go at this and like try and really take it seriously and see if we can like properly optimize things. I might also play in hard mode because I never really do that. Also, burglars actually stole some stuff. I'd like that back. Employee can't find food. That's actually probably true that the research teams might have trouble with that. I don't know how many cooks we have going into that building. You know what I do slightly wonder though? I wonder if it would be worth going and buying some more plots of land here. So buying this one and buying this one and buying that one, for example, just to have a bit more parking available. I'd almost be tempted to build like a multi-story here because we own this, but no one's parking on it because it's too far away from everything. So having a bit of extra parking around here is probably good, but I'm thinking I'm going to buy this one and I'm going to build a multi-story parking lot on it because I feel like we kind of need it. So let's do this and we'll go and just sort of put a whole bunch of parking up here as well. We could do sort of a section of road right there and have it go, upstairs again. We cannot go any higher with this, which is fine. So we'll do this right there. And I'm thinking I'm going to do a little bit of like, bike parking down here as well. I think that'd be kind of nice just to have some space for some bicycles there. And hopefully that's going to mean people can, park much closer to that building. And that'll help people around here a bit more as well. Because I was noticing some of my hardware employees were still parking over by the factory, despite their office having moved into the new building, the hospital, or the horseshoe. The weird-looking horseshoe, but it could be a horseshoe. Now, this is something that I'm hopeful for. Captain Motorstab 7 is due out this month, September 2021. I am hoping that it actually gets released, actually gets pushed out, and there it goes. Is it good? That's kind of the real question. It is outstanding. Okay. Let's immediately start printing copies. We'll say 250,000 copies in stock as per usual. Let's have a really quick look at it now. So releases is what we're looking for. It needs to make 1 million. It has prominent marketing. That's fine by me. Horse Simulator 8 actually has done very well. 100 million right there. That puts it in there, that's not bad. That's in less than a year, $100 million. That's actually very good. Now, Captain Motorstab, what I want to do with it is get this thing ported to all of the latest operating systems, all of the popular operating systems, which unfortunately, looking at it, is none of mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to throw NerdOS 2 in there. I'm going to throw the inbox in there. I'm going to throw the N-phone in there. And we'll not bother with NerdOS. So that, wait, can I not put it on the inbox 360? Hold on. Am I imagining something here? Or is the inbox 360 just not listed? Does it not support? Interesting. I might just be sort of scrolling past it here and not seeing it, but it does ever so slightly look, unless I am completely blind, it looks like the inbox 360 is not listed there. That's worrying. Okay. Unless we made it for it already, which is actually possible, and it's probably quite likely that we made it for it, so we'll not worry too much there. We should, as long as the Captain Motorstab thing has been set up properly, be seeing how long after release to continue releasing updates is... Oh, I did those back... Oh, no. Did I do those backwards? I think I might have done those backwards on so many of the... Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Updates are every 3 months. The duration for updates is 2 years. For God's sake, did I mess that up in all of them? Update cycle is that. Duration's 4 years, so maybe it was just the games. Horse sim is every 3 months, and that is 2 years. It might have just been Murder Stab that we messed up there. Yeah, it looks like it was. So we should see some automatic updates go out for Captain Murder Stab 7, but just in case, I'll start the first one. We'll bring everything up to date as much as we possibly can, which is actually, there's quite a few things there to be brought up to date. Vertex Studio, fortunately, we can use this, so we'll do that. We can use Vector Studio 4 for this right here, and we can use Amplitude Studio 2, which is mediocre, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and use that as well. We're using all of our own things, and in terms of this update, it is 2D, 3D audio. There's no hardware involved. There's networking, there's systems, and the updates team as well. So 12 teams with source control. We'll hit that update. And combined with the porting, hopefully that means that Captain Murder Stab 7 is going to be absolutely fantastic. So we're at $1.6 billion. We'll give you a golden handshake and send you on your way. And let's take a look at Captain Murder Stab 7 and see how exactly it did. Immediately in there, $4 million in the last month. That's what we want to see. Hopefully marketing can pick it up a little bit, but it is also looking like there's not that many bugs in it, and they were doing a pretty good job of getting this thing updated as well, so no complaints there. We get everybody coming in. This thing, yeah, that update's going to take no time at all. The bugs are being sorted so quickly. The port job is admittedly going to take a really long time because we're porting so many things, but that's kind of okay. We'll finish that update. We'll send it out. Hopefully project management can get me another update in no time at all, but we'll see what happens there. Let's take a look at Captain Murder Stab 8, though, just because I'm curious. December next year is when it goes into alpha. 2025 for the next one. So it is looking like a lot of my software is going to be on sort of a 4-year cycle, which is okay. I'm not too worried about that. I would kind of like to look into getting more games, though. Because what are we doing? We're doing a first-person shooter. We're doing simulators. If I go in here and I go to game, we can do an RPG, we can do adventure, we can do sports and RTS. I kind of want to get another building somewhere. Maybe we take this massive parking lot and turn it into like a, instead of doing towers and sort of office blocks the way we've been doing, maybe we make like a building that's, you know, longer than it is taller. That might be kind of fun. We'll do like a cool looking game studio in here. So if you have any ideas for what that should look like, do leave them in the comments below and I'll check that out. We'll probably do another live stream in the near future where we build it on the stream and then turn it into a time lapse. So not only can you leave a comment down below with your suggestions for a game studio building, you can also go follow twitch.tv/ConflictNerd and be notified when the stream goes live. Yes, I'm doing that in the middle of the video. No, there's nothing you can do to stop me doing it. I'm plugging my Twitch. Good lord, Horse Simulator 8 did 17 million last month. Inbox 360 also did 4.8 million. The add-on's still doing terrible, but that's not bad. 17 million, though. That thing is climbing. That is... I'd be very surprised if it surpasses Horse Simulator 6, but I also wouldn't complain if it became our most popular release. 1.6 million active users is pretty good, and you know, it's on all the good operating systems too, so not bad. The Horse Sim team is doing good work, and we have another one coming out in a couple of years, so absolutely no complaints from me. I guess if I did have to complain about anything, it really would just be the well, it kind of be the problem with the inbox one. Now, can I assign a leader to this? Wasn't there... Who is leading this? It's me right now? I don't... You know, am I not... yeah, I think we'll keep me leading this. It's weird. It's weird looking at my character and seeing him all gray and old. It's so weird. I'll be honest, I'm almost tempted to just push this thing into alpha to try and get it out sooner. I think we can still make it good, right? We can still make it an incredible console. It's just going to be more buggy because we didn't design it as much. I think that's the way it works. Because this hardware team, man, the design is taking forever. Although I'm also somewhat aware that I did throw things in there that might... Well, I think, if I remember right, I do have to go in and redo one of my production lines. But we'll see. Let's see. I also want to look at these porting jobs real quick, because I want to try and get through them quicker. So let's accept all of those, and let me increase the priority of the Amplitude Studio port right here, just to try and get that done a little bit quicker than it is going. And I also, because we're doing no research right now, so my research teams are kind of sitting around doing nothing. Ooh, actually, what if I assigned because my hardware researchers are all designers. If I assigned those guys to the Inbox One project, in theory, that should increase the speed at which the hardware is designed, no? I would expect that to be the case. I'm not really... Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, it turns out getting some dedicated sort of tier 3 hardware designers on that thing was a pretty good call. So I'm kind of going to let them chill and do their thing. I'm almost wondering if I should sort of do the same thing for all of them. Like, if I just go in here and I search research right now, and I just say, you know, put all of these guys on that, we should just see this thing kind of go through that iteration really quickly, I would imagine, right? I would imagine that's the case. So looking at it, yeah, that thing is going... Wait, Rosie Alexander, you weren't a founder, were you? No, you weren't. You were only with us for 3 years and then you died. That's insensitive. Yeah, this is going much quicker. So I think I'm gonna keep my researchers on this. I know that's not what I hired them for, but it means that this design phase is gonna go so much quicker. And that's kind of what I want right now, so that's kind of what we're doing. Now let's see, 25 million down to 10. Was that entirely because of sales? It was. 43 million down to 29. That's a bit rough. Was that horse simulator? What exactly fell off a little bit? Not really horse simulator. Was it the Inbox 360? It was. It fell off by a couple of million. I guess everything fell off by a couple of million, technically. So, that's kind of just the way of it. I'll tell you what. Let me have a look at research. So what are we doing right now? 2022 tech level. I mean, we could go into that. These guys are estimating 2023 for the 21 tech level. Should we do it? I feel like we should do it. Let's you know what? Let's get systems research working on that. Hardware, we'll get you guys sort of working on that, I guess. 2D, same thing. We'll just throw them sort of onto the 2D research. I don't imagine this is the best idea to overload my research teams with, you know, 2 tasks each, but it's what we're going to do. And network as well. We'll throw you guys the network research tasks. There we go. We'll kind of just let them all chill and do their thing. I'm not really too worried if we get the research or not. I think the best thing is that they're doing this work at all. So they are leveling up, right? They are, in theory, getting experience, getting educated, and so they're going to be fantastic designers. Whatever the case, the Inbox One is now hopefully going to be through iteration 4 and into alpha by the end of 2022. I'm also thinking I'm going to have to set myself a release date. And I think it's going to have to be the end of 2023. Because the way I'm looking at it, if we look at my employees and we look at the years with company, I'm 62. And people retire as soon as they tick over to 65. So I don't have long with the company at this point. So we really need to get that thing out of there as quickly as we can. I also want to, wait, what is this? Oh my God, they're offering me 109. I've never seen this before. I've never had a company offer me money for an IP. Is that new? They're offering me $192 million for the Horse Simulator IP. That is kind of nuts. But at the same time, Horse Simulator 8 in the what, year and a quarter that it's been out has made 173 million. So I would say Horse Simulator as an IP is worth so much more than $192 million. So I'm not going to take that. I am just going to do all these hosting jobs though. And I'm now going to have to be careful to make sure that I need to make sure I don't accidentally sell one of my IPs. That would be, that would probably be bad, because I don't think they'd sell it back to me. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they would. I think it'd be one of those things that you sell it and it's like, oh man, can I get that back? Nah, no takebacks. I'll tell you what we should do. We should get an expansion for the latest Captain Murderstab out there. We do have Horse Simulator 9 releasing this June though, which is very exciting because Horse Simulator 8 was, again, it's less than 2 years between installments of that. That's fantastic. Let's get an expansion. When was the last Sergeant Stabby Face expansion? That was going to be 2012. March 2012. It's been 10 years since we did the origin story of Sergeant Stabby Face. Which, I mean, to be fair, you know, we did the original Sergeant Stabby Face pack, right? That was him in sort of his prime. And then we did Stabby Face Returns, which was the sequel expansion, which dealt with the idea that, you know, he had been wrongfully accused of some, well, wrongdoing. He had been shamed and shunned and cast out, and now he had to return and reclaim his place as Sergeant Stabby Face, right? So that was that story. It was him at his prime and then knocked down a peg. It was him reclaiming his honor. And then Stabby Face Begins is the origin story. So here's what we're gonna be doing, right? It's been 10 years since we released a Sergeant Stabby Face expansion for Captain Murderstab. There's really only one thing to do at this point. We're gonna go and we're gonna make an expansion pack. It is gonna have one new playable character, as is the way. We're gonna add some sprites. We're gonna have, you know, some new maps and stuff like that. You know, some new guns, of course. We'll do a lot of new guns, some character customization. You know, Sergeant Stabby Face is going to have some skins in this one. Essentially, this thing is going to be, we're maxing it out. Okay. The audio tool, obviously, we're going to be using Amplitude Studio 2. We're going to be using Vector Studio 4, and we're going to be using Vertex Studio 3. So that's fine. In terms of teams, I mean, let's be honest, we need 2D for the playable characters. We need 3D. We need, I think it's just those two teams, to be completely honest. It's 2D, 3D, yeah, audio as well. So we get audio in there. And then the same for the development teams. So 2D, 3D, and audio. So 6 teams are going to be working on this. But it's been 10 years. What could we possibly do with this franchise after 10 years? Well, frankly, there is only one thing we can do, and it's just, we're going to call it Stabby Face. It's a reboot. It's a reboot of the Stabby Face story. It's a retelling, if you will. It is the it is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare to the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. What? Whoa. The project management team just released the computer operating system Doors. I forgot that was coming out this year. Oh my god. Okay, wait a minute. So Horse Sim is coming out in June. Vector Studio 5 is September. Is it good? It's only great. Oh no. Boy, it's only great. All right, update immediately. I need everyone working on this. I don't care how long it can't take them long to do this. It's going to take approximately 4 years for this update. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay. Oh god. Wasn't expecting this at all. I think we have everyone on that can do it. Update, sure. That is terrifying. I wasn't aware that it was releasing. I'm going to be honest. We need to start printing, obviously. We are going to want 250,000 copies in stock, obviously. and we're going to want to make sure that update is done as quickly as possible, which actually doesn't look like it's going to take 2 years. It might take a while, but that's not 4 years of development, so that's fine. I completely forgot that was a thing. I really did. I totally forgot it was a thing. We are working on Doors 2, which is aiming for October 2024. What? What? Oh my god. Oh god. But they're trying to get this thing to release every 2 years? Oh my god. Oh god. I have some concerns. I have some concerns about that. I'm not sure that's gonna happen, but all right. Let's see how we do. 1.675 is gonna go to 1.69. Okay, all right. Okay. Fair enough. How did it sell? It made 5.3 million. All right. Marketing sparse as well, which is not good. Apparently, we're not putting much effort into the marketing of this thing, but that's... I mean, 5 million's still all right. Oh my god, can people stop retiring? I completely forgot that thing was coming out. I really genuinely did. Oh boy. Okay, this stabby face expansion, there we go. Now we're making some progress. I almost wonder if we should assign my research teams to this just to get the design done quickly, but they're already working on the inbox, which it's still taking a ridiculous amount of time to get this thing into to alpha. I don't appreciate that it's taking so long either. Oh, now this is interesting. We have another company here that's approaching $1 billion in worth. That's kind of exciting. My subsidiary is also 169 million, which is honestly not too bad. I can't really complain too much about that. I do want to see what they're doing though. They have released in May 2020. They put out a great quality piece of office software, which is, you know, made them a bit of money. Not as much as I'd like, but certainly a bit. Their chart is whatever their details are what I'm interested in. So they actually, they have an add-on pack as well coming out. They have Office Pro 9 and an add-on pack this June. That's kind of exciting. Let's see. Let me look at your details. So these guys are owned, just about half of the company is owned by Hair Digital, which is fair enough. And then if we look at Nerdresoft, we look at our details, the Graham Sykes, essentially 75% of Nerdresoft is listed because 75% of the company is owned by, you know, the other founders. So I guess what that means essentially is my character is, I suppose, Nerdresoft. And then these guys, I honestly, I don't know how it works. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea how any of this works because it's, I don't know what's going to happen when I quit. I would like to buy out a chunk of their, I actually kind of would. You know what I'm going to do? We have $229 million worth of shares in Bad Score Studio. If we look at their details, that is down, you know, 38.4%, which isn't great. But I'm going to sell all of that. And wow, I have never seen something, I don't think I've ever seen stocks so messy in Software Inc. before. But sure, that gave me a tasty, you know, $200 million. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to about 50 million. And I'm going to buy $50 million worth of the Graham Sykes estate there. I'm going to do about the same here as well. So about 51 million from Rosie Robinson. And I'm going to do about, say, 50 million, say 51 million for Beverly Pope. And what that now means is that they all own less than a quarter of the company. So I now own the biggest, you know, slice of the pie. Obviously, in a somewhat realistic sense, if they all disliked something I was doing, they own collectively a, majority share of the company, but I now own the single biggest share of Nerdresoft. So we got ourselves 200 and something million, and then we went and spent 200 million to get back a chunk of the company, which is fine. I also started manually marketing doors to see if we can't, perhaps do something to improve the marketing, get it prominent, which it now is. And then looking here, yeah, getting a plus $74 million is kind of nice. I've got to be honest, that's a nice little touch right there. Also having Horse Sim 9 is going to be nice as well. And also releasing Stabby Face and the Inbox 1, which, I'm going to be honest, I think we have to market. I think we have to do it. We have to, it needs to go out at the latest. It needs to be the middle of 2024. So if we look at the event calendar, May 2024, there is no console. There's no console in 2024 whatsoever. 2023 is a phone operating system. There is also a console there. So let's say that the new, the Inbox 1 is going to release in, oh boy, July 2024. So we're going to give ourselves just over 2 years to finish it. That's, in fact, June. We're going to give ourselves exactly 2 years to finish this thing. So market, we're looking at June. We're looking at 2024. We're going to say, okay, that gives us 2 years to finish this. And we could maybe start throwing out some marketing in this thing. We could probably also go ahead and start hyping this thing as well. It's probably too early to do this. I don't think we have actually gone and assigned a release date to something so early at all throughout this entire run, but I think we have to. We also kind of have to get this Stabby Face expansion done. Oh my god, people stop retiring. Please stop retiring this. Oh my god, you've all been with us for so long as well. It's a bit grim when all of your employees just, start leaving. I don't know how to feel about that. All right, there we go. Horse Sim 9. Is it good? It's outstanding. Okay. The last one made $200 million, which puts it in at number 4 in terms of our most profitable games. This new one has released a year and a half after the previous one. It is also outstanding. It has widespread marketing. We're not going to update it. That's being handled automatically. We'll print it. 250,000 is what we'll do for the max right there. And we will port this as well is what we're going to do. So active users, we want to go to all of these. It's going to take forever, but that's okay. They can, my porting team, they're doing their best. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. They're absolutely doing their best. And there you go. Horse Simulator 9, $6.9 million. Horse Sim 8, still 3.1. So that's kind of a big deal. And we're still porting Horse Simulator 8. Honestly, I think we really do need to get ourselves a bigger update team. We might need to get like a dedicated porting team for things as well, which is actually where that game studio would come in really useful, is get our porting teams in there, or just have the game developers handle the port jobs. I don't know. One way or other, we'll figure it out. I am thinking I want to go ahead and assign my my 2D research team to this and my 3D research team to this as well, just to try and get Stabby Face done, because this thing, it is for the latest Captain Motor Stab, but there is going to be another one coming out in a couple of years. We kind of need to get this expansion done. It feels like it's taking a little bit too long for these things to actually get developed. And I'm going to be honest, I think, given that we're less than 2 years out on the release of the Inbox 1, I'm going to develop it. I'm going to push it into to alpha. I think we need to. We need to get it done. So we'll see what happens there. That is, at the very least, going to free up my designers, so we can go ahead and say, research guys, just go and start working on the phone. So hopefully we can get that thing, out there a little bit quicker as well. So that should speed up the research, process on the Enphone 4. And I guess Stabby Face, hopefully we see some good things there. 2D now going quite quickly, which is beautiful news. So let's go ahead, let's develop this thing. Alpha doesn't look like it's going to take long at all. So marketing, I don't know when this is going to release. When did Captain Murderstab 7 go out? September 21. Okay, so this isn't going out this year. Let's try and aim... Well, we'll market it when it's done, I guess. Or can I do... I guess we could do this. We could market it without a release date, and we could probably hype it as well. So that way maybe some good things happen there. Oh, Vector Studio 5 just went out. Let's take a quick look at that. It is outstanding. So we'll go into start printing. We'll say 250,000. We'll say a maximum 250,000. And we'll also try and port this thing with our faithful updates team. So those operating systems right there are going to be the important ones. And looking at Stabby Face, I feel like we could probably get away with a January release because it's very nearly done on the code side. So let's go January 2023. Very quick turnaround, but we can also release this press release, which gives us a massive number of followers. And then a press build can go out, and that's good. So in theory, we're going to make people very, very happy with this Stabby Face release. We're also going to say a maximum 250,000 copies on Stabby Face as well. So that is hopefully going to be a success. That is hopefully going to do good things for the latest Captain Murderstab. We'll hopefully see some sales kind of pick up on that again. Inbox 1 is now being developed relatively quickly. Stabby Face, 47,000, 50,000 followers. I think 250,000 is probably a good amount there. So good. We have that coming up. We have the end phone being worked on. Captain Murderstab being updated. Although, well, those bugs aren't going to be fixed anytime soon, but that's fine. These port jobs taking forever as well. Vector Studio, did it make money? It did. It made a little bit. Not as much as I'd like, but a little bit. We're also getting very close to $2 billion for the company, which is kind of nuts. We are worth over $2 billion, but I mean $2 billion in the bank. So we'll see what happens there. I am starting to think it might be kind of fun to go and start buying, just straight up buying other companies. I just don't want to do it yet. I don't think there's too much to be gained by just straight up buying other companies. Actually, you know what I want to do? Because I'm impatient, I'm going to change the release date, and I'm going to say it's going to be December of 2022. So it's going to be next month is the release date for Stabby Face. So we're getting it out, just over a year since the release of Captain Murderstab 7, which I think is going to be good for us. We are... How much are we looking at in profit here? We're not actually looking at that much in profit for Captain Murderstab 7, so hopefully this fixes that a little bit. We are still porting it, of course, which is taking forever, so let's actually make that a bit of a priority over Horse Sim 8 and 9 and Vector, and good lord, we really need to make the porting jobs a little bit more effective, because they're certainly not right now, but that's fine. We'll see what happens. Inbox 1... I think we can get this thing out in time for June 2024. I think we can absolutely pull that off. We are so close to 2 billion in the bank, which would be lovely. Oh my god, so many people are retiring still. It is ridiculous. It really shows you just, how quickly the company grew. Once upon a time, we brought in so many people, and now it's like, yeah, they're all leaving. But Stabby Face, let's release it to the world. 5, 4, and 5 stars is fine. We'll go for a marketing budget of $250,000. And I guess we move that towards the top. I'm not expecting Stabby Face to make a bunch of money long-term, but it is, I would assume, outstanding. It's right there. It is outstanding. Unavoidable marketing is good. So hopefully we see some good things there. Hopefully we see a bit of a profit. There were 100,000 people that were hyped for it. And, it is the origin story of who will one day become Sergeant Stabby Face. So, of course, people are going to be interested. It is the new modern take on Sergeant Stabbyface, everyone's beloved classic hero from it's the weirdest franchise, man. We should make a standalone game, right? We should probably cut off Captain Murderstab and start making Sergeant Stabbyface its own thing rather than an expansion for another game, but whatever. Money-wise, we're looking at what? 2.3 million? I'll take it. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I will absolutely take 2.3 million for a silly little expansion. That should actually give it immediately in there. Yeah, immediately in there to profit. That's kind of great. It needs to make 8.5 million to be the most profitable Stabby Face game or expansion. It's weird. It's really weird. I guess it's the war zone to Modern Warfare, I guess. Modern Warfare, you know, being Captain Murderstab and then Stabby Face being Warzone. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I have no idea. I'm just here, man. I'm just here for the commentary. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.